there are enough people finished that we can move on to the next theme. Okay, so this is what, let me explain. Okay, so I told you this is an experiment, right? So the first aspect of my experiment was, I wanted to see after not actually 9 games, but actually 27 games, right? I wanted to see if all of the scores would start to progress toward 3. I wondered if, after playing for a long time, you start to work out tricks and you can consistently tie all the games. Now, I've got problems with trying to draw out a conclusion because I've got, particular data sets which are, yes, bit unusual. But anyway, that was just the first part of my experiment, okay? The second part requires you to actually get a clean sheet in front of you, okay? Because this, in some sense, is actually the real part of the game, okay? Now, you might have wondered, why does it look like... Sorry, this is what I want. Why does it look like a Sudoku thing? Why is it 3 by 3? And why not just have, all of them down the page? Why are they separate? And the reason why is because this is actually, each 3 by 3 is actually its own game, right? This is a board for a game not called Tic Tac Toe, but called Ultimate Tic Tac Toe. Now, let me explain. Let me explain the way it works, okay? Because you do need to concentrate, and this is what the real thing about the experiment is, okay? So how does Tic Tac Toe work? Well, usually, for instance, suppose I'm just going to play against myself, okay? I might want to start off and put an X there, okay? And then the next player would, and you would go and see what happens, okay? But in Ultimate Tic Tac Toe, it is a bit like Sudoku. So all of these squares, these 9 3 by 3 squares, they all relate to each other, okay? So having just played in this middle square, the next player, the naught, okay, is now not free to choose wherever they want to play. They have to play in the middle board, okay? So now the naught is going to go somewhere in here. Okay, so for instance, as a naught, suppose I put my mark here. Okay. Now the next play is going to be in this board. So the X can choose where to go. Does this make sense? So stay with me. Okay, so the X might play here. So the naught is next going to go over here. Okay, now, fast forward a little bit, okay? The way to win Ultimate Tic Tac Toe is to get not 3 squares in a row, but 3 boards in a row, okay? So I need to win, for instance, suppose this is how this game played out or something, I don't know, whatever, okay? Circles, noughts didn't do a good job over here, okay? So now, this board belongs to the X, okay? Now what that means is this board can't be played on anymore. So suppose I'm now down in here, okay? Stay with me. If I am in this board, right, and I'm the X, right, and I play here, okay, because this board now corresponds to a board which, this square corresponds to a board which is over, right? Now the lucky player who is noughts can actually choose wherever they want to go, because that board's gone. Okay, so I could, if I wanted to, I could go here, and so on, okay? So you can imagine, right, this changes things a little bit, right? You don't just want to play to win a board, you want to play to manipulate the other player's moves, to put them onto a certain board, maybe where you want to disadvantage them, or whatever, okay? So, if those of you who've already played your 9 rounds, if you've played your 9 rounds, find someone to pair up with. Now, I don't know how many, so U stands for ultimate, okay? Now, because an ultimate game takes so much longer, okay, what I'm going to do is, rather than it being 0 points for a loss, 1 point for a tie, because you can still tie, and 2 points for win, I'm going to multiply it by 10. Okay, because if you think about it, it's 9 squares, right? So almost. I just think multiplying by 9 is too hard. So if you win a game of Ultimate Tic Tac Toe, right, a single game, okay, that gives you 20 points, okay? If it's a tie between the two of you over the whole set of boards, that's 10 points each, and you get the idea, okay? Does this make sense? So if you've done your 9 rounds, get a piece of paper and go for it. I made you win.